We are still going, pulling off second pull, probably halfway through the yards now, stripping the boxes off, giving one box back, and we are going through heavy robbing frenzy. Been in this yard for about half an hour and they found us a long time ago. So we have the tarp covering up the majority of the honey, which seals it somewhat, and the rest of it is exposed. It's eaten by the bees. As you can see, there's sunflower honey that's coming in. That's kind of propped us up a little bit, put a little more heft to the boxes. These bees are practically hand to mouth. They don't have a lot of surplus on them, except for just a bit down in brood chambers and just a little bit up on top here. Syrup finally came in this morning, so we have tanks full of syrup, and we are stopping all production in the honey house and yard work and focusing on dropping pails on, we have 25 or 22 yards that need feed now. We're feeding through pails. It's pretty early. We don't want to interrupt our neighbors. There's some boxes out there still. We still have some boxes out. So we're not open feeding. We do not want to contaminate that crop that's out there for other beekeepers and ourselves. So we are using pails. They're all going to get a good gallon, and then once we get caught up, we're going to give them a second gallon just to hold them. What we have in here are protein patties. We've been placing the patties just underneath the excluder. So that was under the excluder, and that actually, when I placed it in this hive, it was practically covering that entire top of the hive. In 3 or 4 days, they've absolutely devoured that. That's my cornmeal that I'm feeding. And I had started out, I wasn't sure exactly how I was going to do this, so I first started out putting the patty underneath, because we're putting 3 pounds, 3 to 4 pounds. And it fed a lot easier underneath, and I thought I'd be saving myself time just by tipping the colonies back and dropping the patties in. As you can see, they're consuming it just the same. Just, it really pissed the bees off, cost us a little more time actually, so we just, when we were taking the boxes off, putting escapes on, so we just took the excluder off and we started just putting it on the top and squishing it down, and it seems to be working very well. Typically feeding underneath, I don't do that. For the reason is, the bees generally consider whatever's underneath them as waste. Everything drops down to the bottom and it's waste, especially in the spring when you have your cluster like that. Everything that drops down is waste, and they don't generally touch in the bottom. But in these nests, I mean, we're looking at 2 full boxes of bees. Right, and this cluster extends right down corner to corner, and they practically consider that whole bottom board as part of their nest. So they are able to access and utilize that supplement. So we've been extremely busy, being stretched in all directions, extracting, pulling honey. Now we're feeding, and I've been really busy, so I haven't been updating like I kind of want to this time of year. That, and we're also running, I'm running an evening shift on the combine. So busy, stretching myself thin, but I just love it. This is the time of year. It's just you go and go. It's hard to make videos because of these little bastards. They just make the job a little more irritating, and you just don't have the time to be able to pick up a camera and do little video projects like this, because the crew's a little bit, you know, get off the phone and get back to work, because these bees are after us. Any rate, the hives are in really good shape. I haven't done any washes yet, which is next on the list. I have the bees, but I just don't have the rain this year. There's rains that kind of followed through. Check out your hat.
See it?
Forgot my smoker. Actually, that hat reminded me this morning because I forgot the smoker. Looked at her hat and we grabbed the smoker, so there you go, it works. Empty. Empty. It's got me terrified. So these top boxes, these honey supers, are now out of production. They are no longer honey boxes. We are now filling them full of syrup. Well, maybe 1 gallon, 2 gallons of syrup in there, and holding them with a box of syrup over 3 pounds of patty until last week of August into September. And hopefully, when we get a chance to get around with syrup, we'll drop more patty on there. I'm planning on feeding a total of probably 5 pounds of patties to these bees. I'm just trying to extend that summer nest as far as we can into fall before they set themselves up for winter. So busy. These little bastards are driving the day. This is about where I'm at right now. Bloody hell.